Hello.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, how are you?
Well, nice. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning there.
How's it going?
And today, a special day, concert day. Don't
Uh,
do
yeah,
you play this night?
I'm playing. Yeah, I'm playing tonight here in Cambridge.
Nervous? Still
What's up?
nervous with the concert? Still nervous? Nerve?
Um, I think I'm only nervous because I'm playing a new guitar that I
Oh.
haven't played at a show before, and it's pretty different from my other guitars. So I'm like, well, it sounds good at home, but I have no idea. It'll be different in a room full of people. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. This is the guitar of the picture of the American Guitar Day, maybe?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes. Exactly.
yes. This is the guitar.
Yeah.
Uh,
Harmony Bobcat.
yeah. um, we are staying to Talia. Talia is in Austria,
Yeah.
and if she can connect, will be here with us today.
Yeah.
Um, this day with the possibility of make concerts and about with 2 years of pandemia of this COVID and these strange days, strange times for the musicians without touring, being at home.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Um, you
Better
know,
now.
what's that?
Better now.
Yeah. I mean, it's things are starting to open up a little bit. I played some shows in Italy in October,
Yeah.
um, which was great, but it's still, you know, there's still a pandemic going on. So
Yeah.
it's not over.
Mhm.
Um, and I think things are opening up in part because everyone is just tired of it. So after
Mhm.
two years, people are like, if if you have the vaccine and you have the booster, then even if you catch it, you'll probably be okay. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. I, I mean, I have been okay. I was okay to be at home for a
Yeah.
couple of years, and I started teaching music a lot, and
Yeah.
that's what I've really been getting into the last couple of years.
And making a lot of connections in Facebook. You make any lives? Uh,
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
this is like a picture of the moment, no? Make a life, being a musician like you, from many years of career and connect. It's like a rehearsal with friends and beers from the teenage days, or
I'm not sure what you mean.
well, these connections for me, is something like anything like the spirit of the rehearsals of the teenage days of um, youth days with the friends and without all the press, uh, technical pressure, or it's like
Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. None of this feels like my experience as a teenager. So I'm like, maybe we've had different experiences. I don't know.
yeah, sure, but it's not being so professional, or these connections are so loafy and spontaneous. It's like a, a door or a window open to your music at home, and the possibility of watching you and listening you in your cell phone.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's completely different, you know,
Yeah.
from anything. I mean, if yeah, this we're living in a much different time, you know, in terms of our ability to stay connected
Yeah.
through our phones, through our computers.
Yeah.
Completely different. It's cool. And
Yeah.
and you know, I did a lot of shows on Facebook
Yeah.
during the pandemic, and that was really helpful to me, just to be able to
Hmm.
perform and feel like people were enjoying it, and it was great for me.
For me too.
Oh, thank
Yep. And what's so special for this, for uh, the possibility of watching you and listen your songs, and with this natural style, or so natural style at home. I'm here.
yeah,
Hello, Chris. And every day, you know, it's like, hello, I'm here, and play your songs, and different covers, and
yeah,
from
yeah,
many albums. So
yeah, yeah. I tried to mix it up, so I wasn't doing the same thing every time. So yeah, it was good.
it's a good thing for you, but for us too, for
Oh,
the listeners too.
thank
So
you.
thanks. Because in these days it was impossible to see live music
Yeah,
and a concert, or
yeah.
um, with Puritan, your new album in this year. You're happy with the results, with the
Yeah, people seem to really like people really connected with the album, so it was it was nice to see that. Um, we sold out of the
Mhm.
vinyl quite a while ago, and you know, vinyl production here is really crazy right now. So
Yep.
we've been waiting for the next pressing, and I think we're supposed to get it next month,
Hmm.
and we're doing a cassette version of it also. So people want to buy it. It's just hard to keep it in stock.
Yeah, there are no materials,
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy.
no plastic.
Yeah, yeah,
It's the thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, the the um, the feel of listening music, um, maybe has changed in these 2 years, or in the last years, that take an album and listen all. And what do you think about people listen the albums the same, like the 90s or 80s or 70s?
Well, I can't really compare it with that time, but um, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That's a really involved question, but um, I think that people maybe listened more carefully to music during the pandemic
Hmm.
because they had more time at home,
Yeah.
and you know, so and in some ways fewer distractions, or maybe fewer commitments to going out, you know, to leaving the house. So I know um, a lot of people I know got really into buying. I mean, you know, buying more records
Hmm.
and really being able to focus on music. So I think I think it's weird because, you know, putting out Puritan and also the new Martha's Vineyard Fairies record,
Hmm.
we kind of delayed releasing those because, you know, because this pandemic was going on, and we said, well, we can't put out an album unless we can
Yeah.
go on tour. And then after a while, we were like, I don't know when this pandemic is going to end, so
Yeah.
we may as well put these records out anyway.
Yeah.
And so it was frustrating to not, you know, at least initially to not be able to go out and play shows on it. But But I think in some ways, people may have been able to focus on these records even more than in normal times. So it's weird. I think initially I thought, well, this is a terrible time to put out a record, but it actually might have been a good time to put out a record.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Crazy times.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everyone's just, trying to do their work as best they can.
Yeah. Do you make small live concerts? No, in some days around this last months and last 2 years.
Have
Maybe
I
with
done?
friends, friends of home.
Not very much. I mean, I did some shows. I mean, last year, my band, we did, at first we were doing outdoor shows outside, and then we started to do some shows inside. But it was really just a handful of shows so far.
Yeah.
But I'm going to Europe next week to do 9 shows. Yeah.
This is the first time in 2 years, no?
No. I went to Italy.
Well, in Italy
4 months ago.
Yeah.
But it'll be the first time in Berlin in a long time, and Rotterdam and France and a lot of places I haven't been for a couple of years.
And with Com, we have new dates.
Yeah.
Releases.
Yeah. Our Peel Sessions album comes out in 2 weeks. So it's exciting.
Make a concert, 2 concerts, 2 nights. 1 month ago or 3 weeks ago.
We played a couple shows in New York, and we have shows coming up in April, California, and a couple shows here in New England, and then we have a bunch of shows coming up in Europe and the UK in September and October.
Yeah. And excited with touring with the band.
Yeah, of course.
And the guys.
Of course, yeah. We all get along well, and we enjoy playing together. So, we did a little bit of touring about 10 years ago when we did a reissue of 1111. So, and I think if anything, our relationships are even better than before. So it's good.
With the Com releases, the reeditions, the people needs that vinyl editions, that Peel sessions. What do you think about when the band decides to try to release the album, release demos?
I'm not sure what your question is. Tell me again.
What's your feeling when you are listening the songs again many years after?
It sounds good. It's like the Peel session, particularly with the Peel sessions. I remember when we did those recordings for the BBC in 1992 and 1993. I wasn't really happy with them. I thought like they weren't particularly fun experiences, and I thought the recordings weren't very good. But we had those recordings remastered, and I think the guy who remastered them kind of made them sound better. Or I listen to them now, and I think they sound a lot better than they did then. So, so I'm happy with all that.
and with the sound, with the result of the you have remix, no?
We
A
didn't
new
remix.
mix of some
We didn't
songs, or
we didn't remix anything. We just remastered it, and the new masters sound great.
well,
Yeah.
Some years ago, you play a concert in Pastaller, in Camp Pastaller, in the Frank Rudo Farmer
Yeah.
Farm.
Uh huh.
Yeah. I'm there, and I. You remind this night?
Well, I've been to Frank Rudo's farm. I don't think I ever played a concert there.
Yeah, you play in an old house in the middle of the mountains one night.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
uh, I'm there, and I.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I thought you were talking about Come, and I was like, I don't think Come ever played.
No, no,
I
no. You
me playing solo. Yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I remember that.
Was a so special life, and you talk with the people, and was a great night, a
Oh,
real
cool.
music great night.
Cool. Thanks. Thank you.
These small concerts make happy to you with another things that the a lot of people in a concert is great, sure, but when a concert of 30, 40 people, I think it's special, no, for musicians like you, because you live the music and you love touring and creating, sharing your music, your lyrics.
Yeah. I mean, I was really into that for a while, and I really liked playing like, like house concerts and stuff like that. I don't know. It's weird. Right before the pandemic started, I was starting to get really tired of touring. Like I just like 2019, I was just doing tons of different like touring for 10 days with one group and one part of the world, and then meeting up with another group and doing another 10 days. And so I was like in Japan and Europe a few times, and
a lot of in Italy, no?
Yeah, tons of touring in Italy. So by the end of the year, I was really burnt out, and then the pandemic started, and I started staying at home all the time. And honestly, I've come to really enjoy being at home. So I have a feeling that I'm probably not going to tour nearly as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already planning little tours here and there, but I think, I don't know. It's hard to say, what'll be happening in 2 years or 5 years or anything like that. But I definitely want to stay home more than I used to. That's been a result of the pandemic for sure. Pandemic really changed me, and I really like being at home now. So we'll see.
It's okay.
Yeah. No, it's great. I have a really happy life here. So.
In April, March 26 March, you are in Barcelona with Talia in Mini Festival.
Yeah.
I'm in Barcelona, so
good.
If everything's okay, I can see you.
Yes, please.
No, just please come.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Hope everything's okay and the festival goes and we can see to you and Talia and that concert, that live. What's the idea?
Well, we're still figuring it out, but I think, we'll probably play a few Come songs, and a couple of Talia's songs and a couple of my songs, and we've also been working on some new songs together. So hopefully, yeah. So
Yeah.
so I think we're gonna try to play at least like one or two, one or two new songs that we've written together recently. So.
Oh, pretty. With Talia, one of the things with Talia was here in November, December, and she speaks about that time with New York, Boston, the punk rock, that scene, that days, and she speaks with a smile. So it's a great time for you.
Which time?
And 80s, 90s.
Yeah. I mean, well, I don't know. I mean, I mean, the 80s and 90s were, pretty. I mean, there was tons of great music.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I think there's, yeah. I mean, it was exciting because I was really young and I was really just starting to get into it, and it was, it was shaping, what my life was going to be. But I don't know. I think there's lots of great music now, and I'm excited about the music that I'm working on these days. And as a listener of music, I feel like I'm just as excited now as I was at that point. And there was also there was tons of terrible music then too. I mean, God, I mean, it's recently I've been, I don't know, there's definitely sort of like a big revival of 90s music, and there's so much just fucking terrible music in the 90s. Like, there's some really good music, but so much bad. No, this is kind of funny. I'll tell you a story. So a couple of years ago, I was playing with the Lemonheads, and we played this show in Belgium, and afterwards they had a kind of a disco night after, and so they had a DJ who was just playing 90s music. And and I wasn't even really thinking about it. And I was standing there having a conversation with a friend of mine. And about 45 minutes into it, I just kind of looked around and I was like, God, the 90s fucking sucked. Like I mean, like the popular music of the 90s was so bad. So I don't have like a ton of nostalgia for that time.
Don't come again, no? Don't try again, like 90s. 90s is okay in that time.
Like, I mean, I was able to accomplish a lot in the 90s that I'm very proud of, and stuff like that. But there was so much bad music in the 90s. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a lot of nostalgia for it personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I have to say about that.
It's funny.
Hang on one second. I just got to let my girlfriend know I'm down here doing this. I'm in the garage, and my girlfriend's upstairs. I just want to.
Did you need to open, or don't worry? Eh?
No, it's all right.
Don't talk about telephone numbers or that. No, but
okay. Sorry.
No, so home productions are take this moment. Don't worry. Yeah. Cats around, dogs around.
Yeah, of course.
The Com Tour in Europe, and dates.
It's I I think it starts. Well, it was supposed to start, I think, September 30th in Belgium, but we just, I think we're just confirming a show in London for September 25th. But I don't know if that's been totally confirmed yet. But yeah, I think it's like last week of September and the first 2 weeks of October.
With Sin and Arthur,
With
the
Sean and Arthur, yeah.
95 line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good times for Com.
Yeah, great.
Good band.
I mean, I love those guys, and I think we have a very special bond and special chemistry together. For sure.
This jam, improvisation, respect, creation mix, no?
Yep, totally.
In these times, bands like Codeine, Com are possible.
How do you? I'm not sure what you mean. Is it possible now?
Like, yeah, now bands like Com with or Codeine with a self language, a feel of music unique or personal. Now the things are a little different, or are bands in other styles like Com or Codeine?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Think they are two bands free.
Wait,
Two free bands, free style bands, making music for you, and after is the people. But first, are you like creators of?
Yeah, I mean I think that's always been my motivation. Just try to create something that is that I think is good, and then see if anybody wants to listen to it. Well, and you don't know. So I've yeah, and the motivation feels the same as it did before.
Yeah, like a free creator, no?
Yeah.
And times I have any questions? Create some. This is the create something. You speak in other interviews like because you have a lot of influences. You are music lovers, and create something new, something unexpected for yourself. This creation style or be consciousness, because you need to make something new with your influences, your technical.
I don't know. I think I guess I try. If anything, I try not to think too hard about that. Like, I'm sure that, because I'm a pretty curious listener, and I like checking out, new things, and I've gone through different phases where, I was listening to jazz all the time, or listening to black metal all the time, or I was listening to noise all the time or something, but I don't think I've been trying to deliberately bring that to bear to what I do, and I think I think at times maybe you would listen to what I do and not know that I listen to, all, other types of music, or so I think that maybe some of those influences show up in different ways, but I don't, it's not like, I don't know. Like there was a period where I was getting really into like German techno music, and I really liked it, but I didn't have any interest in trying to make like a minimal techno album or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think
Maybe when you are making a pop song with a short, the other influences are there. It's not it's not a sweet candy pop song.
Yeah,
More
well,
than
you
this.
just you don't know, and also people interpret things differently. Like I had this record called Gambler's Ecstasy, and a song on it called Into the Woods, and which I still play that song a lot. And someone interviewed me and said he said, my first question is Into the Woods a black metal song? and I was like, I was like, it might be, like, and I thought about it, and I was like, oh, I think there are aspects of that song that you can draw a line between that and some aspects of black metal. It basically doesn't sound like a black metal album or a black metal song, but I could see where there are aspects of repetition and stuff like that that maybe came to bear. So I think that some of the stuff I listen to might come out in ways that are not not totally apparent, but might be interpreted.
You feel this like a game? Like you are a child playing, or like you are creating and this is the feel of the song?
I don't know how to. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, so I can't even describe songwriting all that well. So I'm not sure. It doesn't feel like a child's game. I could see where it could, but it doesn't feel that way to me.
Talking with Peter Kember and with Steve Fontier, both say the same thing about the creation. It's like being a channel, something around, and take the sound and fingers go and watch the song, and it's like the Alice whole.
Yeah, I understand what they're talking about, but that's not my experience with it. I think with me, it's trying out different chords, and it's just trying different things until I find something that suddenly sounds right.
Maybe like a puzzle. This puzzle.
Like a what?
PUZZLE.
Like a puzzle.
Of
no,
melodics and.
No, it's more like it's more like wandering through a city that you don't know very well.
Mm-hmm.
It's more, yeah, it's more like going for a walk and seeing what you find.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah. That's more what it's like.
You feel comfortable with this?
Sure. Yeah.
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 It's great, and it's I don't know. I was thinking about it because it feels, to me, it feels like a very private
Mm-hmm.
experience.
Yeah.
And so there was this movie, this Beatles movie that just came out. It's like,
No, still, but many people are talking
yeah,
about
I mean, here, like, I mean, that's all anyone was talking about here a
Yeah.
couple months ago. Everyone
Yeah.
was completely obsessed with it. And I watched it, and
Yeah.
I thought it was cool, but there's this part of it. There's a section in the movie where Paul McCartney's sitting there, he's playing bass, and he basically writes the song "Get Back."
Yeah.
Like you're watching him just pull this song out of the air.
Well.
And I thought it was really. I've talked with a couple of people about this, and I don't think anyone else had this experience, but I felt like it was something that we weren't supposed to be watching. You know, it was like it was like watching like a nature program. It was like watching like an animal give birth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know if we're supposed to be watching this. Like, this seems like a very private. I mean, and obviously,
Yeah.
I mean, I know that. I mean, Paul McCartney produced that movie, so he wanted people to see it.
Yeah.
But for me, I sort of felt like we're not supposed to be watching this. Like that. Like creating a work. Writing a song, it seems like a very private thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know why I feel that way about it, but that's how I feel about it. I don't know. And I've watched musicians improvise on stage, and that seems like that feels like a different thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool to watch too. But I think the act of writing a song seems like a very private thing to me.
Thanks to share with me and with us.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Really. This opinion of you is not in the interviews. These things usually never ask to you, to the musicians, the creation, your motivations.
I mean, it's, in a way, it's the most it's the most interesting and the most rewarding part of all of this, and especially too if you write something with someone else, if you can create a song together, like that time when you're when it's happening and you're creating something, it's so special. But and rare, it's like I don't write music all the time, so when I do, it feels it's really exciting to me. But yeah, I don't think I'd realized until I watched Paul McCartney sitting there writing Get Back on camera. I was like, wow, we're not supposed to be watching this. this feels fucked up. I don't know.
Maybe it's a guilty pleasure for Paul, to Paul.
I don't know. I don't know.
With new music, you are with that tour of you, like Chris BROKAW, Marta's. You say pretty great, so really great, and Marta's Vinegar.
Martha's Vineyard Fairies.
It's impossible for me.
Oh, sorry. Martha's Vineyard Fairies.
Marta's Vinegar Fairies.
Yeah.
Well, with Come, new music, new songs or new releases.
I don't have anything new coming up.
Yep.
Oh, there's actually, I take that back. There's I have a new cassette coming out in about 3 weeks that I recorded with another guitar player named Jeff Barsky.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and so he and I have this duo called Sunset to the Sea, and so it's actually a recording that we did in the studio a few years ago, and just never released. So that's finally coming out in about 3 weeks. But other than that, I don't know. I haven't been writing very much, so I don't have any new records or anything. You know, the Come reissues are going to continue over the next couple of years. There's a new old Codeine album that's going to come out in September. It's actually an album that we recorded in 1992 and never released. Like we went in the studio and recorded this whole thing, and then we just scrapped it. So that's Numero Group is putting that out in September, and I think we're going to play some shows next year.
I think it's so special to the Codeine fans or listeners.
Yeah. Well, thanks. We're excited about it. So.
It's a really good news.
Thanks. Thank you.
No. Thank you again. In March, I can see you and Talia.
Yeah, man. It'll be great. Yeah. It'll be great to see you again.
Yeah. And with you, some years ago, I'll try in English for my first time in that small concert. And you are so kind with me, and with that poor English.
Oh, good.
Because you are a kind guy. My English is poor.
Well,
poor.
It's you're making more of an effort than I am. So
it's a fucking shit English, but I'll try.
Tough language, I'm told.
And these last 2 years, I can talk with Peter Kember, Lee Ronaldo, with Talia, with Patty Schimmer from Hole, and with many musicians who have a lot of to say, a lot of to talk, and you have know the world, touring around the world, know many people. Different people. You are creators, and I think you are a special people who needs time to explain. This was the first idea with that connections, with that conversations. Have time to explain.
Well, cool. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's an incredible experience for me to learn and to practice English. To try. I have the best teachers in the world, and so I would like to say thank you. If you want to say something or send a message,
Oh, just thanks for listening. And if I come play in your city, please come out and say hello.
And buy my disc in the concert. No, I think it's a good idea.
The best investment you could possibly make.
Yeah. So thanks.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Really a pleasure.
All right, yeah, me too. Me too. And I'll see you next month.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good news.
Cool. All right. Thanks, man. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good day.